All right.
GM.
Yeah, we got to balance out the humans with the AI note takers, right?
We will beat them. I'll be back in 1 minute.
You're good.
Hey, Sophie.
Hey, GM, Kid, GM, everyone.
Re-GM, Sophie. Regenerate your GM.
Re-GM.
Well, I was thinking that maybe we should have done this meeting even earlier because Alpha was skipping it. And he's usually the one that needs to get out of bed in order to catch something like this.
Yeah, it's nice to kind of settle into the new times instead of moving it around too much. But yeah, you never, as usual, who knows? We're just rolling with it.
Yeah. Do you think the next ones will be at this time, or do you think it's going to vary?
I think that this time might be semi set in stone. It really depends on people in different time zones. If this is good for them or it's still like way too late on their end. But yeah, I think it's either this works or if this doesn't work and there's still a huge swath of people, then maybe we'll like kind of rotate it. So it's, yeah,
Right.
TBD, I think is the answer.
Okay. Well, no, I asked because I noticed in Discord that there's events posted, and so I edited the one for today, but there's future ones, and I was thinking, but I think we'll leave it at
Yeah, it's a good call. I forgot about those Discord events. Yeah, I think we might as well just move it to this time, and if we switch it around again, then we'll edit that once more. All right, how's everybody doing? Yeah, we'll give it a bit to see who else flows in, but yeah, got a decent hunk of updates. Yeah, a lot to run. Yeah, if anybody wants to do a quick check-in, share any updates on your end. Doesn't necessarily have to be regen, refi, work related. Could just be a hello, life is good.
Well, I see some people from Eastern time zones, so it's definitely helpful moving it up.
Yeah, for sure. Anastasia and Swift Evo, is this time good for you, like kind of permanently, or do we have to consider kind of rotating it and having an even earlier monthly call and Stuart sync occasionally? I saw a thumbs up from Swift.
Hello.
For me, I'm fine with that. And I just finished Taiwan update call. Just 30 minutes before we end it at around which is the evening of 10:30 p.m. Just 30 minutes earlier than this one. So I guess right now there is 11 p.m. in Taiwan and Hong Kong. So this is the time for your reference. For right now, because I'm living in Europe, so that this time slot is suitable for me. This time or in the long run, both of that, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Anastasia, you were going to say?
I want to say that it could be a great time, but for 2 times already the kids were falling asleep late. So 10 p.m. It should be good, but they're still awake. But yeah, it should be fine in general.
Awesome. yeah, and then I guess context for some other people. We moved this. It's the same time for the steward sync. We have a monthly call with all the stewards. It's where a lot of the cooking actually ends up happening. So, all right, that's excellent. I was kind of nervous that we'd end up having to like come up with this complicated system of okay, every third monthly call or steward sync we rotate to this time, and then it'd be like an absolute disaster. But okay, that's awesome. Beautiful, simple solution. All right, cool. Yeah, maybe, well, Eve is not here this month, but yeah, maybe we can do another very half-assed brief meditation moments led by yours truly, a little discount guided meditation. But yeah, let's take a couple minutes, close your eyes, focus on your breath, feel your body, appreciate just how awesome it is that so many like-minded regenerative folks can come together and really working on bettering the world and yeah, regenerating the earth. And I think, yeah, let's just take a nice quiet minute and we'll come back and dive into the agenda. All right.
The prank call? Okay. Oh, you're
Think
doing
so.
meditation.
We're doing a discount meditation, but you missed it, so now you're not grounded. That's okay though. Yeah, check it out. Take your little arms and legs, and let's dive into it and share a bunch of updates and talk about whatever. All right. Yeah, so Afo is taking the week off with Greenpill calls, so he's just kind of hanging out in the audience. So I'm gonna try my best to host this thing. Got actually a pretty wide agenda, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I guess welcome everybody, and diving right into it. I think first off, we'll do a couple quick network updates. So I think really there's a lot brewing, but one of the bigger things that's kind of formally come to fruition since the last monthly call was we have a growth working group. Right. Because, yeah, basically we haven't really had a very structured plan for both grants and like broader growth strategies. So, yeah, we got Afo and Paul Glavin and Ruthu and yeah, a bunch of heavy hitters. So yeah, super excited to see how that kind of what that crew puts together. I guess Alpha, if you wanted to share anything about that, please feel free, but no pressure there. Cool. And then yeah, last month we were kind of figuring out handful other people just flew in. Welcome. Just going over some network updates, and then yeah, just got a pretty deep agenda. So yeah, next up, last month we had, so at the last monthly call, we were kind of discussing how we have this GravityDAO cohort and then the SuperBenefitDAO cell structure that were kind of two very, very interesting things that we've kind of been piecing together, but we didn't actually have any concept for how both of those how they connect. So we had a call that started off with parties from both GravityDAO and SuperBenefitDAO, and initially nobody knew what the hell was going on, but eventually it came together pretty wonderfully. And yeah, Durgadas from GravityDAO is in the process of a move, so things are kind of have been on pause for a second. But yeah, I think really the main thing there is yeah, all three parties, Greenpill, GravityDAO, SuperBenefitDAO. I think we just need to align a little bit more. We got to tweak the GravityDAO cohort plans. But it certainly seems like GravityDAO and SuperBenefitDAO, they each kind of focus on each other's, not necessarily blind spots, but the thing that they really want to kind of come up with better structures for. So yeah, I'd imagine over the coming weeks or really this month, yeah, the specifics for what those two things are going to be will kind of come a bit clearer into the picture. So yeah, super duper exciting there. And yeah, Greenpill Network really needs to kind of elevate the superstructure that has kind of emerged over time. But yeah, we got to enter the big leagues and really start formalizing how a lot of things actually happen. And then that's obviously very intimately tied to the documentation side of things, because documentation is gold, pretty much no matter what you're talking about. And then I see Kit already shared a link to the hub post. So that's been kicking around for a bit. But yeah, basically just the open thread in the the newly rebranded Regen Coordination Hub for people to throw out proposals. And it kind of also turned into like this is a place for people to share their vision for how Greenpill could operate and what actually the operational structure that kind of currently exists. So I think this might be the most full context for what's actually kind of brewing within Greenpill, because Greenpill's obviously got many layers to it, where it's, you know, chapters and guilds, but you know, here we are in a monthly call, and it's kind of another separate layer to things. So yeah, as usual, everything is kind of tied together, but yeah, it's nice to kind of get everybody's thoughts really out there. All right, and then in terms of, I guess, zooming out a little bit more with Regen Coordination, I guess it was, I don't remember exactly when it was posted, but Monty posted the, I think it's called the DDA or a proposal for the DDA for what Regen Coordination kind of could do within GG24. Okay, we'll throw a link for that into the chat as well. Actually share my screen, so we're not just looking at a bunch of PFPs. Yeah, this is another one. This is probably the single best piece for kind of getting a feel for where Regen Coordination currently stands. And yeah, I see Luis just popped in. But yeah, Regen Coordination is definitely maturing and coming together nicely. Right before this call, we were on a call doing I think it was called the Value Flow Compass for how the Regen Coordination Council can operate and all the different pieces of the puzzle there. So as usual, slow and steady, but yeah, we're all super aligned there, and Greenpill Refi DAO is definitely come together very nicely, and I'm excited to kind of expand that into the other orgs that are within Regen Coordination. So snaps to that crew over there. And honestly, if anybody has anything they want to share, please interrupt me. I don't want to be yapping the whole time. I'm happy to, but yeah, definitely this is an open call, so don't be shy if anybody's got any updates there. I don't want to call Luis or Alpha out too much, since you know, don't have anything too prepared. But if you got any thoughts you wanted to share about Regen Coordination, mic is all yours. I think the two other big things there is so obviously this will be advancing the Common Impact Data Standards inspired Karma Gap activity reporting structure, and then the Impact QF allocation mechanism itself. Yeah, super excited about that. And then really the big thing also is this refi toolkit, which we've been talking about for a while. And I think there's I'm sorry, the crying baby is interrupting everybody, but I think there will be a workshop, a Regen Coordination Council workshop. I don't know if it's the next week or the following week, but that should kind of push things along a bit further. And then also, if anybody is interested in working on this, just shoot me a message or send a message in the Writers Guild channel in the Discord, because we've been trying to piece together like that carbon copy series that's kind of talking about what Web3 tooling the refi organizations are actually utilizing. So that'll be a piece of this refi toolkit. And then as soon as that's actually in order, then I think the Writers Guild is actually going to focus our efforts on piecing together resources for the toolkit itself. So yeah, that's still a biggie. You can find the link. Yep, Kid already linked that. Thank you, sir. And yeah, I mean, slow and steady. Sound like a broken record, but just moving right along. All right, so I think those are the
Hey,
main.
Matt.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Will T here. I know part of that original emphasis was once you guys got all the feedback from the community, the people who showed interest in providing, some insight as far as what tooling they're using, that you guys were going to be doing interviews. Is that still the focus, or is it just you're taking all that information and then just kind of evolving it from there? Yep,
absolutely. I think there's 4 interviewers. I've been kind of collecting what their broad availability is, and then we're going to share those open interview slots with a handful of different projects and start actually scheduling those. So over the next week or two, things are actually going to start to really progress there. So I'll be in touch with you very soon.
Right, sounds good. Because we're doing our own scheduling with this new program we just launched at the first of the month. So just want to make sure I keep my calendar available.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. And at some point in this call too, I'll kick it so you can share some updates there. Yeah, good stuff. Let's see if there's anything interesting in the chat. Okay. All right. Just busting through this agenda. So season 9 of the Greenpill podcast has officially ended. Solid season hosted by JournoDAO. I'd highly recommend everybody kind of catches up with that season. I really enjoyed it. I'm loving the having different kind of co-hosts and having different vibes for how the actual season is hosted. But shout out to the JournoDAO crew, and that's an awesome one. I think the last episode specifically about knowledge gardening, to me, I think that's like one of the more important threads that I think our space is hopefully going to lean into. Yeah, I know Luis's ears would perk up there. So yeah, it's not hyper technical, but it definitely, I think there's a slight learning curve to kind of wrap your mind around it. But I think ultimately it really comes down to just having like beyond the tech stack itself, it's really just having like a pretty decent tagging system so that the garden can actually be kind of sortable and other parties can kind of add to it. I'm not actually sure how. So like hypothetically, okay, Regen Coordination, we set up a knowledge garden, we include all the different toolkit items, whatever other resources. The one thing that I think is interesting about the concept is like, okay, all the different Greenpill chapters, refi.DAO local nodes, pretty much anybody, like, I don't know what the process is of those organizations contributing to the knowledge garden and like, what the actual curation process is, or it'd be cool to kind of, you have the skeleton of resources, but then like the actual organizations can add their information about their actual specific case studies. So yeah, I don't have too much to get into that. I'm still kind of learning myself, but yeah, I'd highly recommend people kind of put that on their radar and and look into it. I know the Open Civics folks are really exploring that pretty deeply. So yeah, shout out to them. And then, oh, Luis, thank God. Yeah, I can let somebody else talk.
Yeah, I was just wondering whether it'd be useful to give share a couple of more thoughts on the local refi toolkit, especially because that's also like a point that I've been trying to explore a bit more. And yeah, I think that's like a really, really essential and like crucial point to do nicely. Basically, how to make a nice way to for people the going through chapters, refi local nodes, and so on to contribute to the toolkit as well. One possibility that like on a base level, like the structure that we've been considering is to basically have something really, really easy that's basically like the most widely used kind of like standard mostly that could be pretty much like a GitHub repo as a backend, like for having all the files saved. And that can be accessed like from multiple front ends. Also, like it doesn't need to be GitHub, could be like GitLab or something. But basically, they just that it should be quite easy for any local node to then just fork. And it can actually be a bit complicated, like to use GitHub or anything else. That it would be like they could be doing like a fork and then developing their own local version of the toolkit and then like pushing it like to the global network somehow. The key point is like how to actually make a process that is like easy and not complex at all as it would probably be on GitHub. But I think for now, mostly exploring. Right now, there's some quite interesting solutions that are being used. So, for instance, with the like architecture of having a GitHub repo and then like the idea is to use something like Quartz to publish a static website. That is what's being used for the Ethereum localism knowledge garden already. I can share the link here. So basically, the idea would be to already have something that would be compatible and also with OpenCivics one. And then there's a couple of like interesting functionalities on Quartz that could make like the process easier for like local chapters, nodes to contribute. So you can add like comments on a page. So maybe people can just add comments. But I'd say it's still in an exploration phase. We're having the workshop next week. So if anyone would be interested in like contributing, sharing any ideas, that'd be cool.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for that. Second. All right, find my place in this list of talking points. All right. Okay, so next up, we got some updates from all the different public goods funding platforms. So with Octant, obviously, Epoch 8 just went down for very Ethereum infrastructure based. Epoch 9, I don't think the specific topic for what Epoch 9 is has been announced yet. If it has been, please unmute and let us know. But yeah, I'm sure we'll be finding out about that soon. I think really and also this will be the last, I believe, the last epoch within this structure. So we'll see what comes next. But yeah, bullish Octant. I think really the most interesting thing, at least from my perspective with Octant, is the vault strategy that they've been teasing and dribbling out updates on for a minute there. So yeah, Kit's gonna drop a handful of links there. There was a solid Twitter space. There's an Allo podcast episode, and then a couple articles that they put out. But yeah, basically vaults, from what I've pieced together, it's just like it's like a plug and play option for organizations that have treasuries and helping them kind of plug into DeFi. Maybe from my perspective, it seems like half of it is just to make it easier for organizations to do so in a safe manner. And then the other half is, I think the actual allocation side of things. There's probably something within that interface, but I guess we shall soon find out. I actually need to listen to those podcast episodes, so there might be other details that have been announced that I'm not familiar with. But what's up, Papa?
Yeah, I just wanted, there's a link, I think it's on Twitter. They dropped the article. That might have been, okay, I see Kit dropped some links. But yeah, there's a ton there, honestly, with I think there's a recent even blog post around streaming QF. And yeah, like you mentioned, they're focused on not just formation, but also allocation. So I think, there's some potential within the network and within some of our projects to definitely build potential yield strategies on the formation side, as well as then also build out allocation mechanisms on allocation side. I know that James has reached out from Octant to discuss how we could use Octant V2 in the network. So yeah, I'm just super excited. So I just wanted to chime in just to share how excited I am for V2. Shout out to Octant.
Yeah, absolutely. Network treasury, plug it into it. Yeah, we'll see. I think that this is potentially one of the bigger things. I've been kind of beating the drum for a minute about how, regen orgs kind of got to get a little bit more degen, because as we're all very, very aware, the capital is not exactly flowing. I mean, we'll see, number go up. Maybe we'll see exactly how that impacts things. I have no idea. I showed up about a year and a half ago, so I've never actually experienced what a bull market feels like within our regen space. But I wouldn't be surprised if the spigot gets turned on a little bit more. But either way, there's yield to be made. And yeah, we gotta, even if the spigot is turned on, we really gotta make the most of the capital that we have. So yeah. Huge news there. Moving forward. So GG24 Sensemaking season's been in full swing for a minute. The deadline to submit a problem brief is August 15th. But yeah, Kit'll drop a link to the Gov forum post, and if you had any interest in digging through there. But GG24 will be an interesting one. There's still some details I think need to be kind of made a bit more clear, but we got front row seats, and yeah, we shall see how it goes. And obviously, as things kind of come together, we'll share updates across the different social platforms, and it'll certainly be a big one for Regen Coordination. Right. And then Giveth, I think, I wrote a note. The latest, the update there is Giveth is working on a new thing called, I'm not sure if it's been released yet, but a thing called Causes. So it'll let you kind of group projects on Giveth into a common theme. So hypothetically, we could create a Greenpill or Regen Coordination cause with all the Regen Coordination projects, and then donations come into the cause, and then an agent kind of redistributes the donations across all the projects there. I got a link there in the Giveth docs that Kit can share. But as usual, we shall say, but it's always nice to see all our friends kind of actually exploring new stuff. So it's not just we're past the times of QF, and plugging along. All right, got a handful of IRL events coming up. So if anybody is going to be in New York City for Climate Week, please hit me up. There's a Telegram group with a bunch of people that'll be attending. Pretty pumped about that one. And then obviously, really the biggies are DevCon and ETH LatAm coming up. I think they're basically back-to-back. DevCon's in Argentina, and ETH LatAm is in Brazil, I believe. Somebody can.
Yeah, in Brazil, São Paulo.
Yeah.
I can share the links.
Yes, please. So yeah, I think so that last link, that's a biggie. That's Regions Unite teaming up with, I know, Luisa from Greenpill Brazil, and within that thread there's a handful of other organizations that are kind of working on stuff. But yeah, it certainly seems like there's going to be a decent regen presence at both of these. There's a handful, there's more moving parts even beyond just this Regions Unite proposal. So yeah, hopefully as kind of details kind of come together, people will be sharing stuff on the Telegram, and I'm sure that there will be Telegram groups spun up. But yeah, if anybody plans on going to DevCon or ETH LatAm, for sure, get in touch with the folks that are cooking stuff up there. Yeah, so Kid already shared the link. Funding the Commons is doing a builder residency in Buenos Aires right before DevCon. I know our friend Luciano from Greenpill New York City is doing something with Kids Casa, which is like a hacker house plus artist type of thing. Yeah, which Koi's not here, right? No, Koi's not here. Will T, you.
Yeah, there's also the in LatAm, I don't know if you guys are aware of this or have perspective on it. There's also a residency program at Ed City, Patagonia, that's happening leading into all these events in November. So I'll see if I can curate some info on it.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, lot brewing. Yeah, these conferences are definitely incredibly important for like actually meeting some people face to face and forging a bit deeper relationships. Granted, I've only been to ETH Denver the one time, but I'll be damned if that wasn't the case. So yeah, I'd highly recommend people attend these conferences if possible. Nice. Okay, Toronto Climate Week, and then Luis just shared a link to a Refi DAO tweet. I feel like I know exactly what this is because I think I retweeted it, but I have 800 tabs open, so my laptop is said no, we will not load. Okay, yeah, just keeping it. Oh, actually, you know what? It's POAP time. Let's do it. All right, so the POAP secret word is Greenpilled. GREENPILLED. So you could go to the POAP mobile home app. What's it called? So it's POAP Home, and then you click secret word, and then type in Greenpilled, and it should work. Let's all do it ourselves and see the beautiful art, courtesy of GPT. I'm a one-trick pony. I just say solar punk, permaculture, and that's about the one move I got. But they're pretty, so it works. All right, let's see. Zoom in. Beautiful. And then if anybody has an issue with the mobile app, I have some mint links as well. So yeah, I can share that. Yes,
Well, I guess
sir,
it's
Mr. Upton.
Yeah, for future ones, it looks like you dropped it on Gnosis.
Yeah, I set Cello, but I feel like when I went to a different page and came back, I kind of reset it. I feel like I've had that issue before, but oopsie daisy.
Okay.
Yeah, we're Cello folks. But yeah, I tried. That was just yeah, I think I was just rushing and clicking around, but oopsie daisy. Okay. All right. Almost busted through all these updates, and then we can kind of hopefully open it up a little bit more. So, yeah, Koi is not here, but he is organizing a I don't think it's called the research raid anymore. I think it's been renamed, but either way, this Allo Capital forum post will have a bit of context for you. I believe the deadline to sign up is the 16th. So yeah, if anybody's interested there, I'd highly recommend that. And you could always hit up Koi for a bit more context. Yeah, shout out Koi. All right, this is a big one. I can finally kick it to somebody too. All right, so Swift Evo, you want to share some updates about the translation?
Oh, yeah. There is some very good news from Uncommons is that the Chinese version of the peer-to-peer, the manifesto, is already complete, and then we already sent out the hard copy to all the China's and Chinese friends right there, and everyone is already received that. And of course, we try to send out the copy to Matt. So hope that maybe receive that copies maybe 1 week later or few days later. And then let me do the screen share so everyone will know about what is it look like. So during the screen share, you will know about that. And yeah, this is the hard copy of Michelle's book about the peer-to-peer, the common manufacture. So right now we have some stage two. We finished the simplified Chinese version, and right now we are working on the traditional Chinese version as well through the Taiwan's contributor, Mashbin. And as well as Michelle already has an idea, which is discussion with Uncommons together, that if possible, he would like to go plan a multi-city book tour from Chiang Mai to different cities in China, including, for example, Shanghai or Hong Kong or Shenzhen. It depends on how Uncommons and 706 can build the revenue and the organization. So therefore, based on the planning, we make a draft about this multi-city book tour. So, for example, we hope that the tour will be kicked off on October, and we hope to sit for different community support right there. And of course, the program most likely would like to invite Michelle as the speakers to share the peer-to-peer, the common manufacturer Chinese versions to different cities, and as well as sharing the spirit and the core value behind of which is a completely different ecosystem, comparing with marketing and as well as the governance. So there will be another third way to explore the life, which is the peer-to-peer. So right now we already have some city note planning right now. For example, Chongqing, Kunming, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, and as well as Nantang and Shanghai. There are some networking, and we hope to build up some contact point and hope to invite Michelle as the local speakers to share that. And of course, we seek for the international linkage and supporting. So right now, the total budget would be 3K to 5K, and hope that we try to apply different grants. And I'm not sure, but if possible, that Uncommon would like to seek for example, the Greenpill's funding pool on Garden to support this multi-city book tour with some little bit help on that. That would be very great collaboration in between from the Cosmo network to bring to local impact in in China. Right. That is all I would like to share. And of course, right now we already submit the stage 2 application on ENS public goods builders. So that is what we already hopes to get different funding. So right now we are still ENS public goods funding, funding feedback on our proposal right there. So the target we aim to apply is around 2 ETH from them. And for example, we may participate in artisan season 6, and as well as, for example, if there is possible. So there hopes to raise a proposal on garden funding pool in Greenpill government guild. That is all I want to share. And thanks for the time for this opportunity to share about this idea right there. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to actually touching the book. I'm going to pop it in. So Greenpill New York City previously was meeting at, we would just kind of pop into Station 3, which is down in Wall Street, literally right across from the both. And it was cool. We were happy to have a space there to have to pay for, but it felt a little corporate. Now we've been doing our meetups at Fractal NYC, like a cool kind of hacker house community space in Brooklyn. That's a bit more our vibe. And yeah, we already, so the Writers Guild did like a cool thing with Alexandria Books back when there was back at FarCon, and all the different books that are on Greenpill.network. Yeah, we sent them over there, and then after the event itself, yeah, they all ended up at the Fractal NYC library. So we'll add this one to that and Greenpill some more folks. Actually, so we had a meetup on Monday, and it was the first time I actually went to this new venue, because I haven't been doing anything with the new baby. And whatever you're envisioning for like a cool, hip Brooklyn co-working space with the rooftop with some tomato plants on the roof and that's probably pretty accurate to what it actually is. So yeah, it was super awesome. And yeah, thank you very much, Sativa. You are a freaking beast. Appreciate all your hard work. Right. Yeah, I guess just a quick mention of, we had the Ethereum 10-year anniversary. I think it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Time is a construct and a baby brain, but yeah, it was awesome. Alpha hosted like an all-day stream, and a bunch of different chapters kind of popped in and shared their screen, showed the different meetups that were there. But yeah, that was an awesome one. I think at some point probably chop up like a cool little clip video. Only 4 hours. Half a day. It felt like it was all day. But I gave you a little more credit than you deserve. But no, you ran the marathon. It was awesome. Yeah, 10 years of Ethereum, no downtime. Yeah, shout out that. And obviously there's a lot of big changes happening with the Ethereum Foundation, and yeah, a lot of friends to the Regen community are now a part of the Ethereum Foundation. And it seems like, I mean, we know that the shift is happening, but it seems like the actual like the priorities for what they're actually going to be focused on is going to change from pure infra to kind of shifting into the app layer and maybe even beyond that. So yeah, hopefully that it feels like that could potentially be the biggest boost for the Regen refi space. But we shall see. As usual, things take time, but yeah, we shall see. Oh yes, Sophie. Yeah, I feel like I wrote a note to bring that up, and I think I deleted it in the fray. But yeah, the merch store is officially live. Shout out Alpha and Sophie for putting that together. And then yeah, whatever revenue is generated will help fund the network. And yeah, I'm sure as new designs kind of come together, we'll continue to add stuff to the merch store itself. But yeah, that's a pretty exciting one. I have a tweet announcing it kind of pinned on our profile, so feel free to hit that with a like. But yeah, grab your merch. And that design is awesome. Sophie's another just absolute horse. Like, you're really killing it, and really so happy to have you. You know, really taking care of a lot of stuff within the dev guild, and even, I mean, the broader network too. So yeah, props to you. All right, next, actually, I want to kick this to Afo, but the Green Goods cohort is well underway. Yeah, you can talk about the merch store, but then share a little bit about the Green Goods cohort and the workshop video that just went live. Well, you, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to show the store because it's a pretty visual thing. Real quick, but yeah, definitely go get your merch. And quickly to add to this, with merch, definitely the prices here are definitely. We try to go as low as we could with having like some profit margin where we're not just losing money. But given that it's print on demand, it's typically more expensive. But going forward, if we coordinate around doing, like, for example, with events and conferences with DevConnect, we could send out shipments of merch to different chapters and to different locations. So I think that's definitely something to be on the lookout for. Would love support around that. Would love to, like, also engage getting more designs from the community, doing some more contests. And yeah, I think it'd be very, very powerful to get our branding and people aware of what we're doing in our space. Yeah, so Green Goods, that's what you're asking about.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I guess last time we had a call, we just done a workshop, but yeah, Green Goods, we're kicking off a pilot with Green Goods, which I'll just pull up the website right here. So Green Goods is a progressive web app we've been building in the Dev Guild that's focused on bringing biodiversity on chain, and it's making it dead simple to capture environmental actions and then have those actions be approved. And currently we're piloting with a few Greenpill chapters from Hong, Uganda, Nigeria, Brazil, Dominican Republic with wasabi and coconut, Diogo with agroforestDAO, and really trying to build a tool that serves what they're doing on the ground best, and makes it easy for them to capture their impact. Would really love to see Green Goods be utilized in GG24 as a tool, or not even just GG24, but maybe get kicked off there in one of the dedicated domains as a tool that people can use for impact reporting. Been exploring some integrations with the likes of Atlantis and like the Greenpill DNFT, so that we wanted to have our own initial badging system, but we could just tap into, for example, Atlantis and have the NFT be the badge. So there's a lot of cool synergies with this project, and definitely looking forward to seeing how it progresses. And yeah, want to have any questions, you can always reach out to me. And yeah, see Kingfisher. Go for Will.
Yeah, thanks, Epo. Also, just a thought I had here, could it be possible for this to tie into Prosperity Passport? Because I know that's a huge thing right now in this ecosystem.
Yeah, like integrations like that, exactly, where things that are being done in Green Goods are correlating to improving your Prosperity Pass score and your reputation in the space. It kind of even ties into this regenerative stack series, which I don't know, did you mention that, Matt? I don't know if that was mentioned, but that I wrote and then published with Sophie and Nadsel to start July, where I kind of talked about the different layers of I guess a regenerative stack within our ecosystem, from the app layer, which is something like a Green Goods, then to like the social layer and reputation, which is like a Prosperity Pass. We have Greenpill that we're building within Greenpill, and then having this all connect well. so that no longer people are having to manually like do these things and then go to KarmaGap, report it. Like it all should be pretty interoperable and seamless. And the sooner we can get there, I think the sooner we can see more adoption. Yeah, that's it on me. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ping me or on that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, that cohort, ooh, heavy hitters. Goddamn. All right, and then I threw a link to the it's just the final part of the regenerative tech stack series. But if you wanted to start from the beginning, you can kind of navigate your way to part one. I think they're all the other previous parts are also linked in there, but all the the infographics are in that piece, so it's a good one if somebody wanted to just kind of do a skim job. And then, as the team mentioned, Prosperity Passport. I threw a link there. Yeah, I recommend everybody. I don't know if signing up is the right word, but yeah, connects your wallet and claims the badges that you got, and yeah, definitely an interesting one. The reputation layer thing is definitely a biggie. All right, let's see what we have next up. All right. Parts. Okay, so we got the Let's Grow Live monthly Earth Day stream coming up. So drop a link to that. But yeah, it's August 22nd. Let's Grow Live is piloting a new format. Basically, I think it's 24-hour stream, amplified voices, usual stuff. Well, I was gonna kick it to you. I know I know you could share a lot more context, so please.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that prompt there, Matt. So yeah, Let's Grow Live. If you guys know me by now, Will T here, one of the 9 Grow founders of Let's Grow Now. So yeah, monthly Earth stream, putting the focus on the notion of monthly Earth Day that started with Nick, and just kind of putting more emphasis on that. A little bit different this time around is we're not going to be conducting Twitter Spaces or X Spaces. This is all going to be done through our broadcast studio, and then we'll be live streamed back to our approved socials that we have connectivity to. So right now, we're still looking for hosts and stewards who want to be a part of this. The kickoff will be at noon UTC on the 22nd, and it will run for the full 24 hours. So Matt, I think you shared that information. I don't know if you shared the sign-up form or not, but I know it's been shared in the Greenpill TG. So definitely look for that form if you're interested in either learning how to steward or broadcasting stored, or being a host and bringing on some guests to create some beautiful content. So that's all I have. Any questions? I'm pretty easy to find.
Hell yeah. And then also, I guess another quick mention for congrats to Jimmy Cohen on the Tree Gens officially is out in the world. So yeah, if anybody hasn't seen that, which I feel like that's hard because the word is out there, it's trending, but yeah, definitely take a look. Love you, Jimmy. Yeah, I think the tally was, it was 770, oh shit, I don't know if it was 1,000 or I think it was 770,000 trees or million. I don't know.
Million.
Either way, million. Yeah, I was like, I think it's million, but that feels like a freakishly large number. But there you go. It's a beautiful thing. Love the mangroves. Right? Yeah, just have a handful of other things, and yeah, we've gone through a lot of different updates. All right, so speaking of awesome IRL or awesome digital events, MetaGov is hosting the 2025 Grant Summit. It is, I believe it starts. Oh yeah, no, next week. I was gonna say shit that it started this morning, but yeah, it starts next week. I think it's 2 days. Yeah, really looking forward to that. Obviously, if you're in the public goods funding space, then unless you're, you're swimming in money and you don't need any funds and you just want to do good, but the grant space is complicated and incredibly important. So I think that this is probably an interesting one for everybody in this call. yeah, a lot of solid folks are going to be talking there. I'll definitely be attending. And a couple other, so I don't want to necessarily say I saved the best for last, but two very awesome releases that have just come out recently are, one is the Built on Ethereum documentary by Peath from Metagame. I don't know if connecting him to Metagame is the appropriate way to introduce at this point. I think it's because that's officially kind of disbanded and then spread out into a couple different things. So I think Metamedia is probably the main way to mention Peath, but yeah, it's really a solid doc. I have to watch the last like 7 minutes or so, but yeah, there's a lot of people from the refi space within there, and yeah, Peath was just on a VDAO Twitter space. There's like a quick little, I think it was like an 18-minute interview that's on the Greenpill YouTube. Highly recommend everybody watches that. It's an awesome one. As we all know, yeah, the storytelling side of things is valuable, because even though the things that we're doing here are cool, it's great. You know, we need more eyes on our space. We desperately need more eyes on the space. So yeah, I think this is going to be a big one. And then I'm sorry, I was choking over here. And then I think that there's going to be some follow-ups to, I think there's like, I don't remember how many chapters there were within the documentary, but I think that he's going to end up putting out like little follow-up chapters or little follow-up videos to all the different chapters. So yeah, that's fucking, it's really an awesome documentary. And even, well, I mean, more exciting, equally as exciting, whatever. It doesn't, I don't know. I started saying it and I'm like, why make it a competition? But yeah, our friend Scott Morris, and I don't know how to say his name, but Stephen D. Melanuri have officially released a new book. Yeah, I think that this like very recently came out. I haven't read it yet, but yeah, love Scott Morris, and yeah, I'm sure that this is probably not the lightest read. Probably have to have your brain kind of firing to really absorb a lot of it, but yeah, and congrats to Scott and Stephen for publishing that book, and yeah, check it out. You can download the free PDF, or you can buy the hard copy itself on Blurb. So as I was mentioning before, all the different books, all the different books on Greenpill.network are sold basically at cost on Blurb. You kind of get hit with shipping, so you're almost better off figuring out like, all right, these are the 2-3 books that I want, and they usually have like 20% off promos, so you can kind of walk away not spending too much money and filling up your library. But yeah, so that's a biggie. And is that enough updates? I feel like that's more than enough updates, and we're at the hour. Actually, Will T, can I kick it back to you if you wanted to share about the I forget what they're called, the Kingfisher Talks, or I forget exactly what the name is.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And again, thanks for the prompt. So for those that aren't familiar with me or the focus that I have in Web3, and especially in the regenerative community, outside of being one of the 9 Grow founders of Let's Grow DAO, I also operate a company that we affectionately refer to as KF Media. And what we're building is a regenerative education model, meaning the education itself can be regenerated through our natural networks, through our human networks, through our online digital networks, through whatever network that we're connected to, right? So with that being said, we just recently launched a new program at the beginning of the month called KFM Talks, which is bringing TEDx-style talks into Web3 using 100% Web3 tooling throughout the program. I'm of the opinion we don't have, quantitatively, we don't have an issue with there being enough tools to operate similar style programs. We just have, we need more utilization, I guess, of the tools that are out there, right, in order to do this. So that being said, we got 20 people who signaled to be a part of that program. We've got 15 of those 20 that we've activated inside of our Telegram group that we set up for that. And this is just the first iteration. So once it's done, we'll evaluate it. We'll see the impact that was made. We'll see kind of the engagement that we're getting, and then do successive iterations of this program. So if you feel you missed an opportunity to do a similar focus, don't worry, we will have successive iterations as well. That being said, we've also recently signaled our interest in forming a formal partnership with the Regen Coordination network as well. And I think I can just leave it there, but we are highly active in the Regen communities and the networks that we're connected to, among other ones outside of the Regen community. So yeah, if you guys want to learn more, I'll put my TG handle in the chat. You guys can tap in and kind of get more of a glimpse of what we're building as well. But we're always in an educational content curation phase and creation phase. So we're at the point now to where any community that needs a hub to host their educational content, we can be a viable resource and a partner and collaborator and co-conspirator alongside of them. And we can even token gate it for their specific community token.
Sick. Yeah, thanks for sharing. All right, beautiful. So we are officially at the hour. So if anybody's got to go, please don't be shy. But yeah, that's more than enough updates. I think we officially made it through the agenda, shared a shitload of stuff. Yeah, if there's anybody here that wants to unmute and share any updates, if any stewards want to share any updates, or doesn't even need to be an update, you could just throw out whatever thoughts are kind of in the top of your head. But yeah, we can open that up and yeah, then wind things down.
Hey guys, struggling to find my mute button. Unmute. Albania, Cape Town, Greenpill, Cape Town. So just following on from the birthday, the Ethereum birthday, just new energy in the Musenberg space. So we've started a weekly session on Tuesdays, with each second Tuesday of the month, a get together of the whole community for an evening of deep dive around the topics that they feel most serious about, and coming out with a set of actions after that. So we're going to use knowledge gardens for keeping the community's knowledge in one space that's decentralized, and we're going to be using all the Web3 tools for creating a POAP, getting just really accelerating on the Web3 side of things. For this community. Got a drop. Love you all. Cheers.
Beautiful. Good to know. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, give it another minute just in case anybody else is running, stumbling to find the tab and unmute. But yeah, if anybody has any other updates or things they want to share, please do. Give it another minute or two, and yeah, and we can officially wrap this up. Actually, I have one more quick thing. Let me just drop a link in the chat. For I don't know, I think it's been about a decade at this point. I've been running a charity fantasy football league. Basically, $25 to enter, and then first through third place kind of chooses which charity to donate the pot to. So yeah, long story short, kind of carrying that over to the R Ethereum, that subreddit. They have a fantasy football league, so going to take, I think, 10% out of the pot, throw it in a multi-sig, connect that multi-sig to Octant vaults, and just ideally just donate the yield generated for eternity. So yeah, going to be setting up, or I got to put together a little bit of documentation, but I'll be trying to fill up a best ball league, which is just a draft, so no management. But if anybody, any fantasy football people out there, anybody that just wants to give it a shot, or even just throw $10 into the multi-sig, yeah, feel free to hit me up there. All right. Good stuff, everybody. Hopefully, listening to me yammer about 1 billion updates is not too grating on your brain. And learned a little bit and had a good time. And appreciate everybody for coming out, sharing updates, and yeah, good stuff, everyone. Thank you all very much. And then, yeah, just another reminder, if you haven't minted the POAP, please do. Secret word is Greenpilled. And if you need a mint link, I shall DM you.
Awesome. Thanks for hosting, Matt. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for hosting, Matt.
My pleasure. I still get nervous leading into these every month. I got to be honest with you. All right, awesome. Meeting is adjourned. The baby is trying. Appreciate you all. Have a great day.
Okay, bye everybody.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Everyone.